After a 4-2 road trip through Boston and Detroit, the Angels return to the Big A, but this time to take on a Red Sox team decimated by trades. Tonight, Jared Weaver toes the slab as the Halos look to get back on a roll again at home. Red Sox and Angels is next. Ball. We have some cloud coverage here at the Big A. The Halos return home for a quick three-game homestand. Tonight it is game number one between your Angels and the visiting Boston Red Sox. Hi, everybody, from inside the Big A, we welcome you back to Angels baseball here at Fox Sports West. Victor Rojas along with my partner, Mark Gubicza. It was just about a week ago that the Angels started off a road trip, and they did it in grand fashion, I should say. 3 against the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park, and eventually led to a series sweep. The capper, of course, that 14-13 thriller, if you will, at Fenway Park. And it kind of started the Angels rolling a little bit. You got some good starting pitching in 2 of those ball games. Pretty decent relief pitching and some clutch hitting, no question.
Yeah, Victor, that was a lot of fun that series. This is the 3rd time in the last 38 years in which the Angels had swept a series in Boston. The reason why, when you look at it, it had to be the offense. Nearly 9 runs per game. The batting average here is 375, but the thing that jumps out at you, 441 with runners in scoring position. Took advantage of every mistake the Red Sox made defensively. Siriaco made that error at third base, and all of a sudden, you see some big at-bats for them. They worked some counts. Even when behind in the count with 2 strikes, they had a lot of hits up the middle or the other way. To scoring runs, you're going to have to do that again against the Red Sox.
Well, tonight we got a rematch of last Wednesday's game at Fenway Park. Clay Buchholz going for the Boston Red Sox, and Jared Weaver's trying to make it 2 in a row.
Well, he had a great game against Boston in Fenway Park, a place where he hadn't pitched real well. Look for him to come back and attack at home once again. His career mark at home, 49-20, ERA 2.66. He has never lost 3 in a row at the Big A. Look for him to get back to his normal form, pitching here at home, throwing that fastball early, and then establishing the changeup and curveball as the game progresses.
Well, the Angels get Albert Pujols back in the lineup in a limited role. He'll serve as the DH tonight for the Halos. Just about ready for baseball here at the Big A, so sit back and relax. We're going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Angels baseball is brought to you by the All-American Jack Combo for only $4.99 plus tax at participating stores. By Hyundai's Summer Drive sales event now through September 3rd. And by 76 Gas, we're on the driver's side. We welcome you back to the Big A, game number 1 of this 3-game set between the Halos and the Boston Red Sox. And we'd like to welcome the men and women in uniform serving around the world. Broadcast in 175 countries on AFN. That's the American Forces Network. Thanks for all you do. We hope you enjoy tonight's telecast. Halos not wasting a whole lot of time, especially when Jared Weaver's on the hill. They've taken the field, so we'll take a look at Bobby Valentine's starting 9. The Red Sox in 4th place in the American League East with a 62-67 record. It's Scott Podsednik leading things off in left field. Dustin Pedroia at second base. Jacoby Ellsbury is in center. Ryan Lavarnway is doing the catching. He will serve as the cleanup hitter. It's James Loney, the former Dodger, at first base. Jared Saltalamacchia is the DH tonight. Ryan Kalish gets the start in right field. Jose Iglesias is at shortstop position, second game this season. And Pedro Siriaco is batting 9th and playing third base. Taking on Jared Weaver, as we pointed out, just coming off the win. The last time out, his 16th of the year.
And the big thing for Jared, last time out, his fastball command wasn't as sharp, but he made adjustments during the course of the game. His changeup became a big part of his repertoire of getting outs. His curveball, his slider, not quite there, but that's the ability that Jared has to utilize 4 to 5 different out pitches during the course of the game to get deep in the game and a potential win.
Defensively, for the Angels behind Jared, Mark Trumbo is in left field, Mike Trout at center, Torrey Hunter is in right field. The infield consists of Meiser Sturis, Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick. Kendrys Morales gets to start at first base, and it's Chris Iannetta behind the dish.
And with Jared Weaver on the mound, look for him to be able to get those fly balls. There's going to be a number of them. Jared more of a fly ball strikeout pitcher. Mark Trumbo, who had been playing some first base, back in left field. He has 4 outfield assists in that position this year.
So Scott Podsednik ready to step in. We mentioned that there are some clouds above, no threat of rain here. But it was in the mid-90s here. Some muggy temperatures.
A rainbow out in right field.
How about that? Scott Podsednik looks at a strike. Hitting .375 in 35 games with the Red Sox this year. 1 home run, 9 runs batted in, and 5 doubles. This one chopped over to second base. 2 bounces to Howie Kendrick, and there's the first out of the ballgame. Podsednik was the very pesky one in that series against Boston at Fenway.
He had 3 hits against Weave in Boston. He's putting the ball in play, utilizing his speed. Not a lot of power from Podsednik, but a guy that puts the ball in play.
One out, nobody on for Dustin Pedroia, the second baseman, hitting .282 with 12 home runs. 53 runs batted in. Red Sox without David Ortiz, placing him back on the disabled list with the Achilles problem. They anticipate, assuming everything goes well, that he'll be back before the end of the year. This one's lifted foul and out of play, and it's a quick no ball, 2-strike count, but without question a different feel, different look. As far as the Boston Red Sox are concerned, especially after that trade with the Dodgers.
And the mentality of that clubhouse and dugout for the Red Sox has to be different. I've been on some teams before where you've made some trades, you get rid of a lot of star veteran players. It's difficult to consistently go out there and play the way you're capable of doing, especially this Red Sox team. Everyone always expects the Red Sox to be competing for a playoff spot, so now with all the moves being made, Bobby Valentine definitely has a difficult task keeping these guys focused the rest of the season.
First season at the helm for the Boston Red Sox, and a rocky season, especially in Boston. Expectations, as always, whether it's the Yankees or the Red Sox in the American League East. But obviously having to go through a lot of injuries and a lot of growing pains, a lot of discontent, if you will, in the clubhouse. Team meeting with some players, ownership in New York. It's the last thing you want to have out there, but now obviously you figure that Bobby V would be back next year, considering that he has not been let go and they're going in a different direction. Pedroia went around on that pitch, and he gets rung up by Andy Fletcher, the home plate umpire. 2 outs.
Well, just like we talked about in Boston last time around, the slider wasn't there necessarily for Weaver early on. Gets a slider here and gets Pedroia to be able to cross the plate and get that swing and miss. I noticed right there too, Weaver points over at Kendrys Morales to let him know with Ellsbury a left-handed bat up that he has that side of the infield covered, and Kendrys can stay back, which would be more comfortable for him at first base, more range the further back he is at first base.
The 2 outs and nobody on for Jacoby Ellsbury, hitting .274. Breaking pitch is down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Ellsbury with a couple of home runs and 16 runs batted in. He spent some time for the disabled list this year with that shoulder issue that occurred at second base early on this year. A considerable amount of games missed for him. That one catches the corner, and it's 1-1.
In a big series against the Kansas City Royals, Ellsbury 8 for 18. A home run, a couple RBI.
This one out toward right center field. Mike Trout drifting back into his left is there. And Weaver has himself a 1-2-3 first. Right to the bottom of the first. Trout, Hunter, and Pujols to make Clay Buchholz with no score when we return. For the first inning, and we'll check out Mike Scioscia starting 9. The Angels at 66 and 62. 10 back in the West, 4.5 back in the American League wild card race. Mike Trout leading things off. He is in center field. Torrey Hunter in right field. Albert Pujols, as we pointed out, back in the lineup after missing 4 games. He's the DH tonight. Kendrys Morales at first. Mark Trumbo at left. Howie Kendrick and his 13-game hitting streak at second base. It's Meister Asturias at third. Eric Ibar, the shortstop. Chris Iannetta will bat ninth and do the catching as they take on the 28-year-old right-hander native from Texas. His name is Clay Buchholz.
We just saw Clay Buchholz in Boston recently in fastball 90 to 95 range. He also throws a cut fastball, curveball, changeup, very good changeup, and split finger fastball. Approximately 66% of his pitches will be a variety of fastballs.
Trout leads things off, hitting .337 with 24 home runs, 72 runs batted in. Coming off a road trip in which he went 7 for 27 as the first one is up and in. It was a huge part of that 14-13 victory, collecting 3 hits, a couple of runs scored, a couple of stolen bases, a couple of runs batted in. This one's hit well out to left field. Podsednik is back. That is gone. A big fly for Mike Trout. 25th of the year, and the Angels have a 1-0 lead.
Well, that baseball was absolutely covered by Trout. Now in the official group with 25 home runs and 40 stolen bases for Mike Trout. Second time he's had a leadoff home run. Well, they didn't take any time getting out in left center field, giving Jared Weaver with that smile an early lead fastball. Stayed in or half, and he turned on it and crushed it. The 20th home run that Buchholz has allowed this season.
Torrey Hunter takes a fastball in off the plate. '73rd run batted in for Mike Trout.
Pretty impressive. First rookie ever with 25 home runs and 40 stolen bases in the same season. That's just phenomenal numbers. Power and speed.
Incredible. Torrey hitting .291 with 12 home runs and 61 runs batted in. Three balls and no strikes.
No different role for Torrey in the number 2 spot as far as looking to drive the ball out of the ballpark. But I got to believe right now Mike Scioscia is allowing Torrey that flexibility on a 3-0 count, the green light. If he can get on a fastball inner half and turn on it, the Angels an early 2-0 lead with one swing here.
And Evans downstairs, a walk after the home run. Let's check out our Hyundai key to the game.
Boy, it started off already. Fly away from Lenny Kravitz. Talking about the ability to drive the ball out of the ballpark. They've had some good swings against Buchholz in Boston, and jumping on him right away here with 20 home runs allowed. If you could bunch some hits together in that one swing, you can distance yourself from Buchholz and the Red Sox.
Buchholz, the last time out, that was Wednesday's game at Fenway Park, allowed 7 runs, 7 earned, and 5 1/3. 12 hits, including a home run. He had 3 strikeouts and a walk.
Oh, by the way, it's good to have this guy back in the lineup. It makes everyone better.
Albert came out after 2 plate appearances in that Wednesday game, in which he had a single and a double with a run scored against Buchholz. And he strained that calf going to third base on a ground down. Missing 4 games and serving as the DH tonight. The first one is a strike on the inside corner. Albert thought that pitch was a little bit in. Pujols hitting .283 with 28 home runs, 86 runs batted in. He's got himself a 5-game hitting streak, 34 doubles on the season as well. Here's the 0-1. This one sharply hit toward short. Past Iglesias into left center field. A base hit. Hunter will try to go to third as the throw goes to second base. Torrey safely to third base, and the Angels have runners at first and third with nobody out, and Kendrys Morales coming up.
Good base running from Torrey there, realizing that Ellsbury's going to have to go to his glove side to be able to make that play, and a more difficult throw for a left-handed throw in center fielder, so he's going to advance to third base on a base hit by Pujols. Didn't miss a beat, missing those couple days, gets that fastball out in front and into left center field, a hard ground ball. Iglesias at shortstop with a good read from Torrey, able to go to third base as Ellsbury just ends up throwing into second to prevent Pujols to get to second base.
So here's Morales hitting .275 on the year with 16 home runs and 56 runs batted in. Kendrys hitting .287 from the left side of the plate this year. He'll take a strike on the outside corner. 12 of his 16 home runs have come to this side. Angels, if you weren't with us during the pregame show, swing the bats well in the month of August. .285 team batting average. But have struggled from the pitching standpoint. 6.26 ERA this month. 0-1 pitch. Little nubber, and that is a foul ball. Barnway came out from his crouch. Did a nice job trying to sell it. That ball never crossed into fair territory, and it's an 0-2 count on Morales.
Yeah, it's a good idea to try that, especially when you have a batter not getting even out of the batter's box. You put yourself in position, potentially, if it's called fair, to have a double play ball. Then you're going to freeze Torrey at third base also. Well, Dino talking to Torrey, I think he was still trying to cool down his hand as Trout ran by him and slapped him pretty hard on the Dino cam later on. We'll see how well Mike Trout crushed that hand as he hit his 25th home run.
0-2. He went around on the breaking pitch, and Morales goes down for the first out here in the first. So 1 out, runners at the corners, 1-0 Angels. Mark Trumbo coming up.
When you look at important players in this Angel lineup, Mark Trumbo is as important as anybody in this lineup. He's been struggling of late as far as his extra base hits. He gets hot, what we know he's capable of doing. This entire lineup is much better.
Last extra base hit, not a home run, a double. The second inning of July 17th game against the Detroit Tigers. The first one is an off-speed pitch down low. Trumbo coming off a road trip in which he went 5 for 24. A home run, 2 runs, 4 runs batted in. 10 strikeouts on that road trip. Hitting .280, 30 home runs and 79 runs batted in. Hunter standing at third and Pujols at first. Off the end of the bat, foul. It's 1-1.
Just needs to stay back just a bit longer. Slightly out in front of that fastball, a little cut fastball from Buchholz. Pitch before off speed.
Lays off, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Fourteen pitches thrown by Buchholz. 7 balls, 7 strikes. He has 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 2 hits allowed. Mike Trout with his second career leadoff home run, putting the Angels up 1-0. Barnway setting up outside. The breaking pitch is out toward left field. It'll be playable for Podsednik. It'll be deep enough to score Torrey. And the Angels have themselves a 2-0 lead.
80th RBI of the season for Trumbo, but just out in front enough to keep that in the ballpark. Job well done. Sac fly. Second run across. It's good to see the confidence getting back into that swing for Mark Trumbo.
So 2 outs, Pujols standing at first. Trumbo picks up his 80th run batted in. Howie Kendrick takes a breaking pitch outside. Howie's got a 13-game hitting streak. Hitting .290 with 7 home runs and 47 runs batted in. Buchholz misses down low. 2 balls and no strikes. Howie's a career-long hitting streak. 18-gamer. That was last year between June 20th and July the 9th. 23 hits over the last 25 games for Kendrick. 2-0 pitch. This one rolled foul up the third base line. Siriaco with the backhand.
Buchholz in this first inning is giving the Angels hitters quite a few pitches to hit. Trumbo was able to drive it out of the ballpark. Trumbo just missed his. Pujols hit a rocket. Passing Iglesias at shortstop, so he's making some mistakes early on, like most power pitchers are going to do. They're going to make their mistakes in that first or second inning.
Bouncer toward the middle. Iglesias is there. He'll go to first, and the inning comes to an end. But the Angels strike for 2. Mike Trout with his 25th home run of the season. Second time in his career he's hit on leadoff home run. The Angels, after 1, lead it 2-0. Year, Mark Trumbo with his 80th RBI via the sacrifice fly, putting the Halos up by that score. As we start this second inning, Ryan Lavarnway will lead things off. He's the catcher, followed by James Loney, and then Jared Saltalamacchia. Faced Jared Weaver, had himself a 1-2-3 first, including a strikeout. Lavarnway looks at a breaking pitch downstairs, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Big man played in 15 games so far for the Boston Red Sox this year. 180 average. 6th round pick by the Red Sox in 2008 from El Camino Real. Weaver falls behind here. 2 balls and no strikes. This one bounced over to third as Sturz has it. There's the first out. Check out our Kia standings, both the American League West, the American League Wild Card. Mentioned the Angels 10 back at the start of the day. In the West, 4.5 back. In the American League Wild Card, Baltimore has won today. Oakland has won as well, and that's why you see that 5 for the Angels. And the Halos now in just must-win situations, as many as possible, because of so many teams in front of the Halos, and because they continue to win as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Mike Scioscia has always been playing by that rule of you have to win that game that night. You can't even think about series in the future. You do have to play every single game from this point forward as if it is the 7th game of the World Series. You just have to win games now.
Interesting as you look at the schedule for the Angels as you roll into the month of September, as James Loney looks at a strike. 2 for 9 as a Red Sox so far, but you've got 7 games with the Oakland Athletics, 3 in Oakland, 4 here. The Tigers come into town for 3. The White Sox come into town for 3. They still have games to be played against the Texas Rangers. 2 series, as a matter of fact, 1 here, 1 there, as this one's bounced towards second. Howie has it. And there are 2 outs. No easy task, but that's why you go back to Saturday's game, not to harp on the negative, but you've got a 3-0 lead. Those are the games that you need to have stand up for you and try to, at that point, would have been a 5-game winning streak. But then you lose there, you lose Sunday, and all of a sudden you've got a 2-game losing streak, and you've got to kind of refocus once again at the start of this quick 3-game homestand.
Yeah, when you get those leads from this point forward, you have to maintain them as well as you can. Like ground ball out for Weave. That's 3 ground ball outs here in the first 2 innings. Had a guy out in James Loney who's had success against him too. 348. And that at bat, round out to Howie.
Saltalamacchia hitting .228 this year as he swings and misses on the breaking ball. Switch hitting catcher serving as a DH tonight. He's got 21 home runs and 50 runs batted in. It is 2-1. Two and 2 now. That pitch at 88 miles per hour. Saw Weaver in the first inning touch 92.
Not too often you see a guy who hits fastballs miss a fastball like that at 88 too often. And the reason why is because Weaver is able to throw that good slow curveball, so that makes that fastball look even firmer going by through the plate.
This one lifted down the left field line, but it'll tail into the seats. The count remains at 2-2. Off-speed pitch and in the air to right field, hit pretty well. Hunter back at the wall, and Saltalamacchia's hit his 22nd of the year. As Boston gets one of those runs back, the Angels lead is 2-1.
Curveball that stayed in the inner half against a guy who looks for pitches from that side of the plate on the inner half. Saltalamacchia now with 22 home runs on the season. Curveball inner half, Weave knew it. Now the 15th home run that Weaver has allowed this year. 7th versus left-handed batters.
Ryan Kalish swings and misses, and it's an 0-1 count. Saltalamacchia picks up his 51st run batted in. Kalish hitting .203 in 25 games with Boston this year. 3 doubles, 5 runs batted in. One-two to Kalish. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. The inning comes to an end. But Saltalamacchia puts the Red Sox on the board with his solo home run. We'll head to the bottom of the second. The Angels still on top.
Some of the games of importance, especially when you think about 3 games starting on Labor Day on Monday in Oakland. Play the Tigers and Oakland back home for 4. So there's teams that are ahead of you, battling for in the wild card race an opportunity to make up ground by playing them head to head.
Meister Sturis will lead things off here in the bottom of the second with the Angels up 2-1. It'll be Sturis, Ibar, and Iannetta against Clay Buchholz. 1 strikeout, 1 walk, a couple of hits allowed, including the home run to Trout in the first inning. Meister looks at his strike, hitting .262, a couple of home runs and 18 runs batted in. And a couple of 3-hit games in the road trip that just concluded. Angelos had the nice off day yesterday here at home. We're back out on the road after the game on Thursday. Siriaco retires Asturis. There's the first out here in the second.
Meister swinging. It looked like a split finger fastball from Buchholz, who had Meister great numbers against Buchholz. 9 for 19, now 9 for 20. Over 400 batting average against Buchholz.
1 out, nobody on for Eric Ibar. A .276 average with 7 home runs. 37 runs batted in. 22 doubles, 4 triples on the season for Eric. 7 for 25 on the road trip. Swings first pitch, pops it up. Left side, Siriaco. Labarnway and Siriaco calls him off. 2 outs. Hey, the Angels want to honor our youngest fans on September the 9th. The Angels will be taking on the Tigers with a 12:35 start. All kids in attendance will have the chance to win great prizes like autographed merchandise, San Diego Zoo passes, Disneyland passes, and more. To purchase your tickets today, visit the Angel Stadium ticket office or log on at angels.com. 2 outs, nobody off. Chris Iannetta. You want to talk about good road trips? Iannetta definitely had one. 9 for 21. Pulls this one foul. 4 runs batted in.
At his first triple of the season, at his first 3-hit game, followed up by another 3-hit game the very next night.
Yeah, last 10 games, Chris is at 361 with 7 runs batted in. He's raised his average from 194 to its current state at 239. Breaking pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. It is 4-game hitting streak snapped in Sunday's game against Max Scherzer.
Well, he threw the ball well. Free and easy 97, 98 mile an hour fastball.
Breaking pitch, caught the outside corner. And it's 1-2. Missing down at him. A 2-ball, 2-strike count with Trout on deck. Halos with 2 in the first. Boston getting a run in the second. 1 count now.
Thing about Iannetta, he does work the count well. Even if he falls behind early, he doesn't do a lot of chasing the pitches out of the strike zone.
3-2, bounce toward the middle. Iglesias can't get it. It's a 2-out single for Chris Iannetta.
Now it's time for a Coors Light cold hard blast leading off the bottom of the first. Mike Trout. It's a fastball inside his 25th home run of the season, making him the first rookie ever with 25 home runs and 40 stolen bases. Coors Light cold hard blast was brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
Second career leadoff home run. A no-doubter out to left center field. First one's outside, and it is 1-0. RBI his 73rd. There's 22 doubles and 6 triples. Trout had a very pedestrian road trip, going 7 for 27. That's a 259 batting average. 2-0.
Tiger pitchers made some pretty good pitches against him. A lot of pitches away, whether it was a slider or a fastball away, and then when he started looking at it over, he did enough pitches inside to keep him honest, but a lot of pitches away.
Iannetta standing over at first base with a 2-out single. 2-0. 3-0. Torrey is on deck. He drew a 4-pitch walk in the first.
It's pretty good respect. 2-0 count. Throws him a curveball with a man on first and Torrey Hunter on deck.
LaVarnway again setting up outside. The 3-0 pitch is on the corner. 3-1. One pitch, looks another fastball. This would catching a little bit more of the plate. It's a full count. That means Iannetta is going to be off with the pitch at first.
Again, some fastballs outside corner, or at least trying to hit the corner. We're going to force Mike to hit the ball to right center field. We know he can hit the ball well that way. Last time at home against Matt Moore, hit a home run right down the right field line.
Iannetta takes off, and the 3-2 is a called strike 3 on the inside corner. An off-speed pitch, and the inning comes to an end. 2 complete. The Angels up 2-1. Iglesias, Siriaco, and Petsednik to face Jared Weaver. Tell you what, it's Clay Buchholz and Ryan Lavarnway talking things over. A 3-2 changeup to a 21-year-old hitter with 2 outs. I do believe that would be called respect.
No question. And also, Buchholz has a plus changeup, but we didn't want to take a chance with a fastball again. First time I threw a fastball inner half, and it was gone.
And you heard some oohing and ahhing here as Trout struck out looking. It was a strike, at least according to Fox Track. Second strikeout for Buchholz as Jose Iglesias has an 0-1 count. Lifts this one out toward left center field. Trout comes in a couple of steps, puts it away, and there's the first out here in the third.
Well, that's a real difficult pitch for any hitter, whether you're young or a veteran, to look for a 3-2. A 3-2 changeup from a right-handed pitcher against a right-handed batter. Now, you'll see that on occasion from a lefty pitcher against a right-handed batter, but a right-hander to throw that in there and throw for a strike, difficult to hit.
So 1 out, nobody offered. Pedro Siriaco, the third baseman. The first one is in for a strike. Siriaco hitting .353 for Boston. 2 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Very good speed. Playing in his 44th game as a member of the Red Sox. He's filled in nicely over at third base for the injured Will Middlebrooks. 1-1.
6 for 14 versus Angel pitching this year. It's a 429 clip.
Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Climb the ladder with the fastball, evens the count at 2-2. This one's Lofted down the right field line. Morales giving chase. He'll run out of room as this one slices into the seats.
That fastball at 90 for Weave tonight. Some pretty good velocity on the fastball. His four-seam fastball. Haven't seen a lot of his no-seam, sinking fastball yet tonight. He uses that very well against left-handed batters. But a differential always anywhere between 18 and 20 miles per hour difference for Weaver.
This one fell off to the right. And this one at 91 miles per hour. The count remains at 2-2. Top of the order, and Scott Podsednik on deck. Swing and a miss. Down goes Siriaco on the breaking pitch. 2 down. Strikeout number 3 for Weaver. Fans, the Little Halo store powered by Adidas is now open at the Big A. Be sure to visit the Right Field Pavilion store and take advantage of great Adidas merchandise for your little ones. The Little Halo store is open during all home games. For more information, just log on at angels.com.
A couple strikeouts on his slider tonight for Weaver. Didn't necessarily have that pitch going in Fenway, but certainly has it going tonight.
Podsednik bounces this one to Kendrick. The second time tonight that Kendrick has thrown him out. A 1-2-3 inning for Weaver. We'll head to the bottom of the third. The Angels still leading it. Two to one. I want to remind you that this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. 2, 3, and 4 for the Angels here in the third. Hunter, Pujols, and Morales to face Buchholz, who has a couple of strikeouts. 1 walk, 3 hits allowed. Torrey has one of those walks, or the only walk, I should say, and that was in the first. The breaking pitch is a little bit high. Torrey scored on the sac fly by Mark Trumbo. See his numbers on that last road trip. Swinging the bat well. And perhaps you can maybe say that a lot of it had to do with Pujols down the lineup and shifting him to the 3-hole and kind of changing the dynamic of the lineup around a little bit.
Yeah, we showed what his batting average during that road trip was when Mike Trout was on base. Over 370 for him.
It's a big rip. At a high off speed pitch, fouls it back 1-2.
And he's adjusted his swing and his approach to that number 2 spot in the lineup. That's more of a context situational hitter. You're going to hit the ball on the ground. You're going to hit the ball in the gap. Prior to that, Torrey was a guy that's trying to drive the ball out of the ballpark and be a run producer.
1 ball, 2 strikes toward the leadoff man here in the third. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. There's the first down here in the third. Third strikeout for Buchholz. Second via that changeup. Albert will step in. 1 for 1. A single in the first inning.
Buchholz 5-3 in his career versus the Angels. 1-1 here at the Big A with a pretty good ERA, 3.86 for Buchholz here.
First one's down low, going with a fastball. Albert with that base hit in the first inning, extending his hitting streak to 6 games. 1-0. Breaking pitch outside. The Buchholz still not quite with that release point with that breaking pitch.
Yeah, the curveball and slider both have been an issue for him so far. His changeup's been very good.
Very good.
He's already had 4 2-0 counts here in this game, but we're only in the bottom of the third.
Back toward the middle. Pedroia was shading him that way. Pedroia will throw him out for the second out here in the third.
Well, that's a difficult play for second base. When you're playing right behind the base, you have to deal with the ball hit as hard as it was and the potential deflection off the base. The mound itself dives, gets up and gathers himself. There's a reason why he's won a Gold Glove at that position. That's the best way to describe Pedroia. He's a baseball player. Everything about him, he plays the game hard, he makes contact, he can steal bases, he plays good defense, and has pop in the bat.
Morales swings the first one, bounces it over to Pedroia. And Buchholz has himself a very easy 1, 2, 3, third. 3 complete here at the Big A, and the Angels with a 2-1 lead. Angels lead. Jared Weaver back on the bump. 3 strikeouts, no walks, 1 hit allowed. That was a home run to Salta Lamakian. Take a look at our Mazda leaderboard. Most wins with the Angels franchise history. Weaver looking for win number 99.
And Weaver with all those wins in 200 starts, quicker than anybody in franchise history as far as those win totals in 200 starts for Jared.
Former Angel John Lackey, 102 wins with the Halos. Shut down till next year. Had surgery. 2 balls and no strikes. Red Sox, just like the Angels, at the bottom of the third, have 2, 3, and 4 here in the fourth. Pedroia, Ellsbury, and LaVarnway.
And Weaver and John Lackey were very good friends when they were teammates. Learned a lot from him. Weave did.
3-0. Pedroia went down swinging in the first inning. 0 for 1.
First 3-0 count of the game for Weave.
Three and 1. Tampa Bay Rays lost tonight, a 1-0 shutout in Texas. That does not happen all that often in Arlington. 3-1 bounce foul. Full count now.
That Darvish versus Shields?
Yeah. Darvish picks up the win. Ian Kinsler with a solo home run, leading off the 4th inning. That was it.
Yeah, 1-0 in that ballpark.
Oakland ended up shutting out Cleveland 7-0.
When Oakland shut out Cleveland the night before. Brett Anderson coming back from the disabled list has done well.
3-2 pitch is hit into right field. A leadoff single for Pedroia. Elevated breaking pitch it looked like from Weaver.
After being behind the count 3-0, fought back to a 3-2 count. Ran a fastball in, but we talked about that a lot from Pedroia. He's very quick and strong with fastballs that are elevated. Even though he didn't necessarily crush that baseball, he was still able to get the good part of the bat and fight it in the right field for a base hit. Stolen base threat, 12 stolen bases in 16 attempts for Pedroia.
Ellsbury hit a fly ball to center field his first time up. Misses outside, 1-0. Boston 3rd in hitting in the American League as a team, batting average of .270. Angels 2nd at .273. They are 2nd in runs, 3rd in slugging, 6th in on-base percentage. The pitching's been a different story. Quick throw to first. Pedroia hits the hand back in there.
We with 2 pickoffs this year, 6 last year.
One ball, one strike.
Well, Weaver had Pedroia going back towards first as he was trying to establish a lead. Weaver has really worked at this part of his game as far as slowing down the opponent's running game against him.
Good off-speed pitch, just tapped foul. Boy, a couple of good changeups tonight from both guys.
Boy, a slide step changeup. Very difficult pitch for a hitter to stay back on. When you have a good changeup to begin with, Weave has. If you quick pitch, very difficult to be able to make good contact.
And a tough pitch for a pitcher to stay back on and not, come down the hill too quickly and have the arm drag through the zone.
You have to have a lot of confidence in your mechanics. Quickly through, slide step. And Ellsbury so far out in front of that, barely was able to tip that baseball off the bat. Most guys, when they slide step with a changeup, elevate it, and that ball is crushed. Weaver, one of the best changeups in the game.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pedroia with a leadoff single, standing at first. Pedroia with a pretty good lead. That's in the dirt. Nice job by Iannetta. 2-2.
Hard breaking pitch in the dirt. Iannetta did a nice job of getting the body over and keeping the glove down. And that ball close enough, it keeps Pedroia at first base.
Two. Little looper beyond the reach of Eric Ibar. It's into left field. So back-to-back hits for Boston to start this 4th inning. That'll bring up Lavarnway.
Pretty good pitch. Just got it over the head of Eric Ibar at short. But Weaver does have that ability to get a ground ball when he needs it. This is the guy right here, Lavarnway. If you get a ground ball, you have a chance at a double play.
We got Lavarnway to hit one over to Sturis, leading off the 2nd inning. And if he does that again near the bag, potential for 3. Barnway's 0 for 1. The Yaley.
Ron Darling. We saw him in Detroit.
Yeah, Sunday. 1 ball, no strikes.
Remember LeVarn Way very well when he played over El Camino Real in the Valley.
One 0 pitch. This one's fouled straight back. Pretty good pop at his bat.
He likes fastballs that are elevated. Most right-handed power hitters like the fastball up, and he's pretty good with that one.
8 home runs, 22 doubles, and a .295 average for LeVarn Wade. 83 games with the Paw Sox. Pawtucket. 1-1 pitch. Outside. It is 2 balls and 1 strike. Most difficult part for a starting pitcher to face the same team in the next game that you're starting.
The mental aspect of it. You start thinking, oh, I wonder if they're going to be looking for such and such pitch. I've always believed, though it was difficult at times, you make the hitter make the adjustment against you before you do the same against them. If you got him out the first time, keep trying it. Now, if they look for it and get good contact, well, then you change your approach. But I never liked facing a team that I pitched well against the very next. Now, if it was the other way around, if I struggled, you want to face that team right away.
LeVarn Way's ahead of the count at 2-1. Nobody out here in the 4th. Back-to-back singles by Pedroia and Ellsbury. 3-1. Weaver in that start against Boston. 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 5 strikeouts and a walk. Jared Saltalamacchia with a 2-out home run in the 2nd. The Red Sox on the board. 3-1 pitch, and he walked up. The bases are loaded now for James Loney. First base on ball is issued by Weaver.
All of a sudden, this lost the release point. Couple fastballs that were elevated against LeVarn Way and out of the strike zone. LeVarn Way did not chase those pitches, even though I mentioned he's a guy that likes the fastball up, but they were too high for him to attack. And now Weave's facing a guy that's had success against him. 8 for 24 for Loney against Weaver.
Well, Weaver got Loney to an off-speed pitch over to Howie Kendrick in the 2nd inning. Loney's 0 for 1. Sitting 254 with 4 home runs, 33 runs batted in at the time of the trade. And that was numbers for the Dodgers. First round pick in 02.
Look at he hitting the 16 double plays for the Dodgers. It's a lot for a left-handed batter.
Off-speed pitch in for a strike. Trumbo shallow and left. Trout shallow and center. A couple of steps the opposite way toward the alley and left center. Torrey straight up and shallow and right. Infield, of course, looking for that double play ball. 0-1 on the way. Well, he takes that breaking pitch inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
At this point, your defense is willing to give up a run for a double play here to prevent a big inning against you.
A lot of pitches, too, for Jared in this at-bat. A 3-2 count on Pedroia. 2-2 count on Ellsbury. 3-1 count on LeVarn Way. 18 total pitches thrown by him here in the 4th. 1-1. Loney lines it foul down the left field side. And it's 1-2. Weaver with the sign is ready. The 1-2. Breaking pitch down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Saltalamacchia is on deck.
Limit the damage. That's your mindset as a pitcher in these spots. Yes, you would like to somehow find your way out without giving up a run, but you want to make sure you give up no more than 1 here if you can.
Full count. Fastball at 90 miles per hour. Long look in for Weave. Now he's ready. 3-2. This one shot just over the head of Pedroia as he ducked along that third baseline.
When Weave threw a 3-2 changeup. It was a high changeup, and Pedroia has to get out of the way of that line drive right at him.
Thank goodness for that low center of gravity. Pedroia at third, Ellsbury at second, Lavarnway at first. Nobody out here. The 4-2-1 Angels. Another 3-2. This one sharply hit into right field. That's a base hit. Pedroia will come in to score, and Ellsbury will be stopped at third. We're tied at 2. So Loney picks up his third RBI as a member of the Red Sox.
And the one guy you look at the lineup for the Red Sox that had success against Weaver, it's a big base hit, his third RBI as a member of the Red Sox. Now 9 for 25 against Weaver. Fastball challenged him. It's over just a bit. It's right at Howie. It's a double play ball, but in the hole. And a run scored. Still no one out.
So Ellsbury standing at third now. Lavarnway at second. Loney at first. Here's Saltalamacchia homered in the second inning. It was his 22nd of the year. 51st RBI. First pitch is rolled into right field. That's a base hit. Ellsbury will score. Being stopped at third is Lavarnway, and the Red Sox with a 3-2 lead. And still nobody out here in the fourth.
A lot of pitches thrown this inning for Weave. 24 after having a 10-pitch third and a 10-pitch first inning.
60 total pitches thrown by Jared Weaver. And here's Ryan Kalish. Strikeout victim in the second. Base is still loaded. First one on the way. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Red Sox this year as a team with good numbers with the bases loaded. 337 average. They picked up back-to-back singles thus far. Oh, 1 pitch. Breaking pitch toward the middle. High ball. Touches second. Fires the first. Double play. The run scores. It's a 4-2 Sox lead. Two outs and a man at third now. That's James Loney. Jose Iglesias, the shortstop, coming up. Iglesias hit a fly ball to center field leading off the third, so he is 0 for 1. 266 at AAA this year. 12 stolen bases. Native of Havana, Cuba. Breaking pitches down low. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. So the Cuban national team in Canada, 2009, when he defected.
A great fielding shortstop.
1-1 on the way. Fouled back, 1-2. 22 years of age. Got into a couple games last year with Boston, playing in his second this year. Coming up will be the 30th pitch thrown by Weaver in the fourth. 1-2. Lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Pretty patient against Weaver, especially in this inning. Not chasing pitches out of the zone, whether fastballs are upstairs or sliders off the plate.
That was a changeup that was elevated.
So a couple of those this inning. Even the pitch before Loney got the base hit in the right field was a changeup that was up and away that hit over Pedroia's head at third base.
Off speed, he lays off, and it's a full count. Iglesias, the 7th man to bat here in the fourth. Pedroia is starting things off with a single to right. This one bounced over to short. Ibar has it. The inning comes to an end, but the Red Sox strike for 3, and they do it on 4 hits. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. The Angels trail at 4-2.
Wireless receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit AT&T.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. By CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax, start here. And by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on.
Halos play from behind. 4-2 Boston here at the bottom of the fourth inning. Mark Trumbo lead things off, followed by Howie Kendrick and Meiser Asturis. See if the Angels can return the favor on Clay Buchholz, coming off a 1-2-3 third inning. Trumbo looks at a strike. Weaver had himself a 1-2-3 third inning, and then all of a sudden just lost command in the fourth inning. 7 men stepping to the plate against him. 0-1. Lifted in the air to shallow center. Pedroia going out. Ellsbury coming in. Pedroia with the call and the catch. There's out number 1. Let's check out our AT&T trivia question for tonight. Mike Trout, second player in Angels history with at least 25 home runs and 40 steals in 1 year. Who was the first? We know it's not a rookie.
That is for sure. Pretty impressive. First rookie ever to do what Mike Trout has done.
Howie Kendrick over 1 with a ground ball to short. Breaking pitches outside. Two of them. Buchholz has settled down since giving up that base hit to Albert Pujols in the first inning. Retired the next 3. One was a sac fly to Trumbo. Got the first 2 outs in the second, gave up the single to Iannetta. And since then, he's retired 5 consecutive.
He's had 5 2-0 counts in this game so far, though. So you just still have that feel that the Angels, if they're patient enough, have a chance to get right back in this game against them. His breaking pitch, whether it's his curveball or slider, has not been as effective as we've seen in the past. His changeup's been pretty good.
Yeah, it has. 3-0 pitch. Howie takes a strike. Pretty close to being off the plate there. 3-1. Historis is on deck. Ibar after that if we get that far. Full count.
Similar to what he did with Mike Trout when he fell behind in that count. 3-0. 2 fastballs a row in the outside corner, then threw a changeup. 3-2. Like LeVarn Way put down a changeup and Buchholz shook it off. He's going with a slider here or a cut fastball on the inner half.
Ground ball over to Loney at first base. Takes it himself. 2 outs.
It's another one of those field pitches for a pitcher to throw a cut fastball in against a right-handed batter. You have to feel that you can get that part of the plate, because if it runs in the middle of the plate, it's going to get crushed.
Two outs, nobody on for Meister Stewart, who grounded out to Siriaco in the second. Bounces this one foul. Red Sox with 5 hits. The Angels with 3. 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Meister had a 1-for-4 game Sunday in Detroit, getting to start at third base. 0-2. Swing and a foul tip hung onto by LeVarn Way. The inning comes to an end. A 1-2-3 shutdown inning for Buchholz. 4 in the books. Boston's on top. Ball is brought to you by El Pollo Loco. Crazy you can taste. And by Southern California Toyota. Check out the full line of fuel-efficient vehicles at your Southern California Toyota dealer. Top of the 5th inning, Boston leads the Angels 4-2. 9-1-2 for Boston coming up here in the 5th inning against Jared Weaver. Siriaco, Podsednik, and Pedroia. Weaver twice has retired the side in order, but of course, we pointed out a hiccup in the fourth. Siriaco, a strikeout victim in the third inning, 0 for 1. And the first one is lined out to shallow center field. Trout's coming on, slides, and did he make the catch? He did. Joe West brings it up. A little sinking liner out there, and there's the first out here in the fifth.
Always the most difficult plays, especially for a center fielder when the baseball's hit like that right at you. Do you commit to sliding in and trying to make a play? Because if it gets by you, that's at least a triple. The read and the dive. Better look right here to see if this baseball hit the ground. No, got the glove underneath. Good job by Mike Trout. He also kept his body in front of, in case that ball got by him, was going to hit his body and probably at least keep it in front of him if it got through the glove.
Zednik looks at a strike to even the count. He's 0 for 2. Twice having grounded out to Kendrick. A couple of those fastballs up again. Sturz playing in at third base. This one's out to left. Trumbo has to go back on it. Still going back. He'll reach up, make the catch. 2 outs. Check out our AT&T trivia question and answer now here in the fifth inning with 2 outs. Mike Trout with 25 home runs and 40 steals in 1 year. Second Angels player in history. Was the first. Bobby Bonds did it in 1977.
You know what, that baseball carried pretty good from Pasednik. Trumbo had to go back to the warning track to make that play.
Pedroia shows bunt, looks at a strike. The one thing we've noticed from Trumbo today, playing a more shallow left field. Even here at home, we've seen him play a very deep left field. And perhaps that's by design with Weaver and the off-speed pitches that take away that little blooper as opposed to the ball driven over your head.
Exactly. When you have a changeup and a curveball that Weaver has, likely it's going to be that flare variety out the other way against him.
1-1 on the way. This is out to left. Trumbo breaks in. Now back a couple of steps. So 1-2-3 quick inning here for Jared Weaver. We're at the bottom of the fifth. Angels down by 2. Boston lead. Fans autograph authentic jerseys worn by members of the O2 World Championship team at the 10th anniversary celebration, now available for auction until Friday at angels.com/auctions. Proceeds will benefit the Angels Baseball Foundation. Angels here in the fifth against Buchholz will send up 8, 9, and 1. Ibar, Ionnet, and Trout. Buchholz has retired the last 7 consecutive Angels. Last guy to reach Iannetta with a 2-out single in the second. This is bunted in the air and down the line, but foul.
I like that decision for Ibar to try to bunt. Buchholz feels his position very well. You got to get him out of his comfort zone. He's getting locked in right now. Force him to get off the mound. And Ibar, with his speed, his ability to get a bunt hit. Decision from him right there.
He's 0 for 1, having popped out to Siriaco in foul territory in the second. Buchholz just 55 pitches thrown, 33 have been strikes. Lays off the breaking ball. It's one of the better curveballs we've seen from Buchholz. A lot of times, the first 4 innings, we see him kind of jerk it to the first base side and kind of get more of that slurvy kind of a feel for it. He's been able to throw it for a strike.
He is a true 12-6 break when he's thrown his curveball well.
Siriaco in on the grass as Ibar reaches for the off-speed pitch, rolls a foul, 1-2.
Certainly been swinging the bat well in the month of August. 355 for Ibar.
There's the 1-2. It's jammed, hits it out towards shallow right center field. Pedroia going out. Ellsbury calls him off. 1 out. That'll bring up Iannetta. Iannetta got the count in his favor in the second inning, after falling behind, eventually working the base hit, but then Trout struck out looking on a 3-2 changeup. 8 for 15 against Boston this year. Oh, and 1.
One thing we've seen from Andy Fletcher behind the plate calling strikes, he will call the pitch on the outside part of the plate, or even sometimes a baseball off the corner.
One ball, 1 strike. Buchholz limited to just 14 starts last year. A fracture in the lumbar spine. Slow start this year, turned it around as they asked for the appeal, and Rob Drake says he did not go. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. He's pitching lights out baseball until he ran into the Angels last week on the 22nd, giving up those 7 runs at 5 1/3. He's been pretty good tonight. 2-1 pitch. Breaky pitch bounced up the line. Siriaco has it. Trout's
done a nice job as far as throwing off-speed pitches in fastball counts. It's a ground ball to Siriaco, who has a great throwing arm. Iannetta going down the line. Tough play, the backhand, a long throw across the diamond. Siriaco strong enough to get Iannetta by a step.
But under control. That's the key there, in that he knows who's at the plate, understands the base runner. You had time to get to the baseball, set your feet, make a strong throw across. As Trout steps in, Siriaco a little bit older, he's been around, 27 years of age. As Trout looks at a fastball for a strike. Mike 1 for 2, had that leadoff home run of the first inning, struck out looking at a second. Barnway again setting up outside. Trout shows, bunt takes down low. It's 1-1. Siriaco's playing back at third base. in the air to right. Playable for Kalish. Again, staying away from him. That's another 1-2-3 inning. That's 11 in a row retired by Buchholz. 5 in the books. Boston up 4-2.
It's time for the Coors Light freeze cam. Siriaco, I think he has this hit to center field, but Mike Trout with that great read, head first dive, just gets that baseball before it hits the grass, uses the glove. It's another outstanding play in center field for Mike Trout. Coors Light freeze cam was brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
And that came leading off the 5th inning, and here in the 6th inning, Boston still up 4-2. Ellsbury, Lavarnway, Loney to face Jared Weaver. Gave up a run in the 2nd, 3 in the 4th did Weaver. Ellsbury pulls this one into right field. Little breaking pitch at 71 miles per hour. Ellsbury has his 2nd hit of the night, 2 for 3. The leadoff man is on.
Coming into the game, Ellsbury is 4 for 18 against Weaver in his career, 2 for 3 tonight.
A couple of Cy Young candidates pitching tonight. Weaver's allowed the 4 runs through 5 innings plus a batter. Justin Verlander got the start against Kansas City tonight, and he gave up 8 runs on 12 hits and 5 2/3. His ERA jumped up to 2.80.
And David Price struggled last night in Texas.
Chris Sale gave up 4 runs in 4 innings today to Baltimore. And all of a sudden you've got a Cy Young race that includes, and very well deserving, Felix Hernandez, whose earned run average at the start of the day 2.43.
He's won 4 1-0 games this year. 4 shutouts, winning those games 1-0, including one in New York and another one on a perfect game, 1-0.
Quick throw to first, and Ellsbury is back. Felix with 13 wins on a year. He is 3rd in strikeouts behind Scherzer and Verlander. And prior to tonight, he'd thrown the most innings. Verlander has since surpassed him. Ellsbury takes off. The pitch is a strike. The throw down sails into center field, and Ellsbury will end up at 3rd. A stolen base, and Chris Iannetta gets charged with his first error of the season.
Ellsbury's 10th stolen bases in 11 attempts. Pretty good jump and a good pitch to go on, a breaking pitch. That baseball sailed towards the runner is how he tried to get to the base. Very difficult for a second baseman or shortstop to catch that ball as you try to get in position to catch and tag a base stealer.
Infield in halfway. Pitch is outside. It's 2 balls and a strike on Lavarnway, who is 0 for 1. A ground ball to 3rd, a walk, and a run scored. Got him to chase that pitch just off the plate. 3-1, or pardon me, 2-2 now. Hit in the air, towering shot to left. Trumbo is under it. Ellsbury will tag from third base, and it's going to be a 5-2 Red Sox lead as LeVar picks up his second RBI of the season. So 1 out, nobody on for James Loney, the first baseman, who had an RBI single to the fourth. 1 for 2 overall. That one's outside for ball 1. Evens the count. 17 runs allowed by Weaver here now in his last 3 home starts. In the third innings.
And we're so used to seeing no runs scored against him, especially at home. You look at the numbers overall in his career: 49-20 at home. An ERA 2.66. Plenty of time for the offense to come back for him here. Going to keep it close though. No more runs can be put up there for the Red Sox against them.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Loney. Weaver at 86 pitches now. Halos are -1 of the bullpen, with Scott Downs being placed on the family bereavement list, dealing with a personal matter. It's a minimum of 3 days, maximum of 7. The Angels calling up outfielder Cole Calhoun, who's active tonight. Line to short, Ibar with the leaping grab, 2 outs.
With that fastball elevated, Loney did a nice job of keeping his hands through the baseball. Didn't hit it necessarily on the line. He made good contact with it, but Ibar, nice play at shortstop.
Here's Salt the Lamakis, 2 for 2 tonight. Home run and a single. Bounces this one over to first. Morales has it, waves off Weaver, and the inning comes to an end. Boston tacks on a run as we hit to the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-2 Red Sox. Angels will have 2, 3, and 4 coming up against Clay Buchholz, who has been in shutdown mode since giving up that 2-out single to Chris Iannetta. You can even go back even further, back to the first inning. The strikeout of Kendrys Morales. Runners at first and third and nobody out. Under with a walk and a strikeout, and a run scored as he swings first pitch, drives one out toward right field, chasing Kalish back onto the warning track now just shy of the track, makes the catch. There's out number 1. Let's go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
Talk about how the baseball has carried in this game, and that baseball hit well. Torrey Hunter the other way, fly away, still time, plenty of time to come back in this game against a pitcher who throws the ball well but has not commanded his curveball or slider. So you look fastball, look changeup. He's given up 20 home runs this year. Time for the power swings to come together for the Angels here.
So 1 out, nobody on for Pujols, who had a base hit in the first inning, grounded out. His other plate appearance, and the first one's in for a strike. Single by Albert in the first inning. Just one of 3 hits that Buchholz has allowed tonight. Breaking pitch outside, 1-1.
Well, we often said when you're facing a very good pitcher like Buchholz, you have an opportunity early in the game. You have to try to score as many runs as possible against him before he gets on a roll, and he's on one of those rolls right now. Had a chance in that first inning to get more than 2, although 2 is always good for Weaver generally, but you need more to against him.
Albert fouls this one off the left. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, 2 for Buchholz. Got Albert to reach on that one. Got a very good on-speed pitch tonight.
Good job by Pujols to staying alive in his at-bat. That was a tough pitch. There's a reason why Albert's career batting average is over 300. You fight off the tough pitches and look for a mistake made by a pitcher.
All the other games, the American League, a final now. The Angels at the bottom of the 6th inning with a 1 out, down 5-2. As Albert launches this one out to left center field. Back is Ellsbury. That is gone. Big fly off the rocks. 29th of the year for Albert Pujols. And the Angels are now down by 2.
That's just tremendous power for Pujols. Mentioned fighting off a tough pitch and then getting a mistake and hitting out of the ballpark. Not missing that mistake. 29 home runs, now 87 RBI. Well, that's a long way.
Well, one way not to worry about the calf is just hit it over the fence and
jog.
Yeah.
474 home runs career-wise. That's sole possession of 30th place now, passing Carlos Delgado. They both had 473, just one away from Willie Stargell and Stan Musial, one of his all-time idols.
1 ball, 1 strike on Kendrys, who's 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout, a ground ball to second. Missed 4 games, and he's hit his 9th in the month of August, leading the American League. 1-1 on the way. 2 balls and a strike. At least that snaps a string of 11 consecutive batters retired by Buchholz. 4th hit he's allowed. 2nd home run. Trout had one in the first. 2-1 on the way. Big swing. Kendricks comes up empty. It's 2-2. Ground ball, weakly hit to the left side. Siriaco cuts in front of Iglesias. 2 outs.
Pretty good idea of how far and how hard Pujols hit this pitch against Buchholz. Which was down fastball, but on the inner half, a mistake. And off the rock pile. We're back to the lineup. 2 for 3 in the game, including a home run. 2 home runs in the game. Mike Trout leading off.
Jumbo takes that pitch inside. 0 for 1 today with a sac fly to left, picking up his 80th run batted in. He's popped out to shallow center, and that was in the 4th. Two and 0. Two 0 on the way. Cover just misses that one, fouls it off to the right. 2-1. .30 home runs and 80 runs batted in for Martin. 16 doubles, 3 triples. 3-1. 80th pitch thrown by Buchholz tonight. 48 have been strikes. 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. And now the 4 hits allowed. Pujols' home run included in that. Angels now with 159 home runs on the season. 3-1. Full count.
Through all speed. 3-1. These are also the times where Buchholz will throw that inside cut fastball.
Kendricks on deck. 3-2 on the way. And he walked him. 2-out walk, puts a man on. Second walk issued by Buchholz. There's the tying run, comes to the plate, and Howie Kendrick.
Buchholz not really happy with himself, walking Trumbo with 2 outs. Overthrew the fastball away. It being away and down.
Howie tonight 0 for 2, a couple of ground ball outs, 1 to short, 1 to first. Loney holding Trumbo at first base with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. 1-0. Halos with 2 in the first inning. Boston got 1 back in the second. Salt the Lamacchia home run, scored 3 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th. The Angels have gotten 1 back here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Down by 2. Fouled off to the right. 1-1. That run in the top of the 6th inning unearned against Jared Weaver. 5 runs, 4 earned against Jared. 1-2. Well, he's pretty much lived, Buchholz that is, on the outside part of the plate tonight. He hit that homer to Trout early on that sinking fastball that kind of came in right into the hitting zone, but from that point forward, he's lived away.
Both home runs he's allowed, there's been fastballs that ran on the inner half. That's why he's been successful when he goes away. I believe he's going to try to stay away as much as possible and utilizing a big part of the yard, the right center field against the right-handed batters.
Off speed, line to the alley of left center field. This has got a chance to roll all the way to the wall, and it will. Trumbull on his way to third. He's going to be waved in. Relay throw to Pedroia. Now relay to home. Not in time. Kendrick ends up at third. RBI double for Howie. And the Halos are down 5-4.
A good aggressive base running. Trumbull, Evil Sensen with that outfield arm strength of Besednik and Ellsbury. Once it had a tricky bounce off the wall, there's no hesitation sending Trumbull home all the way from first. So that walk, 2-out walk, comes back to haunt Buchholz as Howie, 23rd double of the year, 48th RBI, and extends his hitting streak down to 14 games.
Randy Neiman, the pitching coach, is out to pay a visit. Neiman replacing the fired Bob McClure last week prior to the Angels' arrival into Boston. Talking things over with Buchholz, who's allowed 2 runs here in the 6th on the solo home run with 1 out to Pujols. The 2-out walk, a huge one to Trumbo, and Howie extends his hitting streak to 14 games as he advances over to third on the error. There should be an error anyway, unless they're giving him third base based on a throw all the way to the plate.
Didn't look like Howie hesitated at all. He was going around the base. So there may not be.
Nope. No errors. Estura steps to the plate. Tying run at third. Meister looks at a breaking pitch down low. Estura's tonight has grounded to third base and he has struck out. So he's 0 for 2.
Right guy up here against Buchholz. Meister 9 for 21 against Buchholz.
Siriaco playing in at third base. Here's the 1-0. That's down to the dirt. A fastball, an overthrown fastball at 94. 2 balls and no strikes. Alfredo Aceves, who's just served his 3-game suspension for conduct detrimental to his ball club. Active and loosening now.
And the Angels hit him around in that 14-13 game.
2-0 on the way. That's downstairs. 3 balls and no strikes. Ibar is on deck. Then Iannetta if we get that far. 2 outs here in the 6th. Three and 1. Full count now.
3-1 changeup. I'm guessing Buchholz is familiar with those numbers that Meister has against him. Went away from a fastball count and threw him a changeup.
Here comes the 3-2, and he walked him. So 2 on with 2 outs. Eric Ibar stepping to the plate. Second walk of the inning, 3rd in the ball game. .91 pitches thrown by Buchholz. Aceves ready to go in the pen if necessary. Meiser with 15 stolen bases, has been caught twice. Kendrick standing at third. He represents the tying run. First one, Ibar, is a strike on the outside corner. Eric 0 for 2 tonight. A pop-up. Third baseman Siriaco and a fly ball to shallow center. The fifth.
A lot of speed on the bases and at the plate for the Angels here.
Off speed, and that ball blocked nicely by LeVarnwood. Tough breaking pitch down and in.
Especially when you're almost screened by the batter.
Yep.
Barnwood did a nice job of getting his body over and protecting that baseball from getting away from him. Off the chest protector and keeping it in position to be able to pick it quickly and keeping the base runners from advancing.
Ball on the strike here on Eric. Seventh man to bat here in the sixth. Here's the 1-1. 1-2. Fastball on the outside corner.
Atlin at 94. Haven't seen Buchholz throw many of his mid-90 fastballs tonight.
Figure he might come back inside with that breaking pitch.
See if you can get Eric to chase a pitch down and in. But if he elevates that at all, Ibar is very quick on that one on the inner half.
The 1-2. This one's pulled over to Loney. The inning will come to an end. The Angels strike for 2. It was started off by Albert Pujols in the 29th home run, capped off by Howie Kendrick and his RBI double. 6 complete here at the Big A. Halos down 5-4.
With the Red Sox leading this game 5-4 in the top of the 7th. Mike Trout homers in the first rookie ever with at least 25 home runs and 40 stolen bases. And Albert Pujols with his 29th home run. So 30 or more home runs in each of his first 11 seasons in the major leagues.
Well, here in the 7th, Weaver to face the bottom third of the order. The first one is up and away. It'll be Kalish, Iglesias, and Siriaco for Boston here in the 7th. Weaver's just thrown his 89th pitch of the night. Kalish, the right fielder, is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a double play ball. That evens the count at 1-1. In the air to center. Trout moving back on this one, has a beat on it. 1 out. Brings up Jose Iglesias, the shortstop. Iglesias tonight. A fly ball to center field and a line out. Pardon me, a ground out. That was in the fourth inning.
Good sign, Weaver, in this inning so far. A couple pretty good changeups.
Didn't miss by much. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Boston with 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 1 man left on. The Angels 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. The Halos have stranded 4. Iglesias fouls this one back. It's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Iannetta gets it before the ball hits the dirt. 2 outs. Hey, be sure to subscribe to MLB.tv today. You can take advantage of the new low pricing and see every remaining Angels out-of-market games live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Angels.com to order. Get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. The strikeout of Iglesias, the 4th by Weaver. 2 outs, nobody on for Siriaco.
We've seen Siriaco try to bunt here in these spots.
Rolls it foul. And it is 0-1. He struck out in the 3rd inning, hit a fly ball to center in the 5th. Oh, 2. Angels in the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll have 9, 1 and 2 coming up. Iannetta, Trout, and Hunter. Get your Buckles after getting Ibar on the ground out. Will be coming back out to start the inning. Bounced out in front of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the 1-2. Breaking pitch fouled back off the mask.
Breaking pitch stayed in the inner half off the mask of Iannetta and Andy Fletcher, the home plate umpire.
This one line to left. A 2-out single for Siriaco. And Scott Podsednik will step up.
I'll be aware of Siriaco over first base, 9 stolen base in 9 attempts. Ellsbury with a stolen base against Weaver in the 6th inning. These are the time when Weaver, with that quick move, can pick off a young base stealer.
Podsednik tonight is 0 for 3. A couple of groundouts to Kendrick and a fly ball to left to Mark Trumbo. Siriaco doesn't go on the first one, and it's outside. Garrett Richards begins to loosen in the Angels bullpen. Stir is playing in at third base. Quick throw over there, and Siriaco back in. Boston with 1 stolen base tonight, and resulted in a run in the 6th inning, unearned run, as Ellsbury ended up at third base on the throwing error by Iannetta. That was his first of the year. Had him leaning a little bit there. good lead for Siriaco at first. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Good on speed pitch. 1-1.
Well, he's been able to sell that changeup in this inning, and he's keeping the changeup down. Early in the game, he elevated a few of those pitches.
Siriaco goes. The pitch is a strike to throw down, and it is not in time. A stolen base. But a 1-2 count now on Podsednik.
And successful now in all 10 attempts to steal a base. And that throw again, tailing towards second base side of the bag. Trying to be quick on that throw.
Man in scoring position. A 1-2 count with 2 outs. Popped up behind the plate. Iannetta will give chase, and he'll run out of room.
The last time Podsednik hit a ball pretty well to left field, that Trumbull had to go back on to make the play. This is the time when you want to play a little more shallow like he is right now, because Weave has been throwing a lot of off-speed pitches. You try to take away that little flare to left field. It's all at the end of the bat by Podsednik.
Evens a count at 2-2. 105th pitch of the night. Gave up the 2-out single to Siriaco, then the stolen base. Two on the way. Swing and a miss. Down goes Podsednik. The inning comes to an end. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. The Angels down by a run.
Game 2 of this 3-game series. The Red Sox and Angels. Zach Stewart making his Boston debut, acquired from the White Sox. The Kevin Youkilis trade going against C.J. Wilson. Stewart's a fastball 87-93, slider, curveball, and a very good changeup. C.J. got to get back on track. Has not won his last 11 starts. It looks like Weaver's done. Battles way through. 7 innings pitched, 4 earned runs.
Halos here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Have 9-1-2 coming up. Chris Iannetta leading things off. Mike Trout, then Torrey Hunter. And the first one from Buck Holtz misses down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Irenetta's 1 for 2, had a single in the second and grounded out to Siriaco in the fifth. That'll leave an account of 1 ball, 1 strike. Went around on the breaking pitch. Yes, he did, says Rob Drake. And it's 1-2. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Took something off. That is strikeout number 5 for Buchholz. The first out here in the 7th.
We'll see if Mike makes an adjustment here. Buchholz, after the home run in the first inning on a fastball in the inner half, he stayed away with fastballs and breaking pitches.
One for 3 tonight. Strikeout. A fly ball to right. Last 2 at-bats. He homered in his first one in the first. Breaking pitch in for a strike.
With Ellsbury playing extremely deep in center field, there's a big alley in right center field, and he continues to throw pitches away against him. And stay back. He has that compact swing. He can split that alley in right center field.
Lavarnway again setting up outside. Breaking pitch outside. It is 1-1. Let's check out our GoPro bullpen cam. Richards on the left. Kevin Jepson on the right. Boston in the 8th inning have 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Pedroia, Ellsbury, and Lavarnway. No action in the Boston pen. This will be the 102nd pitch of the night for Clay. 2-1.
Those have 2 CGs on the season.
Three balls and a strike. Time is called. Beach balls come out to the warning track out at right center field. Ryan Kalish doing the honors. Baltimore shut out the White Sox 6-0. Oakland shut out Cleveland 7-0. Yankees beat Toronto 2-1. Texas shut out Tampa Bay 1-0. Kansas City hung on, I should say. 9-8 winners over the Tigers. And Minnesota dropped one to the Mariners 5-2. Now at baseball is come on to the warning track at straightaway center field.
Well, the Mariners are only 4 games under 500 now. Playing much better baseball of late.
Three balls and a strike with 1 out here in the 7th. Halos down by a run. This one looped down to right. Kalish broke back, now has to come in. Can't get it, it falls in there. Then he bobbles it. Trout will advance to second base. Does that look familiar? Last Thursday, Cody Ross in right field. And Trout taking advantage of the error.
What's amazing what speed will do to an outfielder. Makes you make mistakes. Flair initially going back on the baseball and then coming in. Baseball checks off the glove. He looks up. No chance to throw out Trout at that point. But because of the speed and the threat of Trout always trying to take the extra base, He rushed it in there as far as trying to field that into his glove.
Good old combination platter, the hit and an error. Man in scoring position, and Trout represents a tying run. Torrey tries to bunt, pops it up, and Lavarnway makes the catch. 2 outs.
Well, that's an amazing play by Lavarnway. Come out of his catching position.
I mean, with 1 out, Torrey trying to advance on a breaking pitch. I mean, you got a man in scoring position. Now you're forcing Pujols to get the base hit. With nobody out, I could completely see it.
And with an open base, they may not even throw the Pujols. If they do, they're going to make sure to not throw anything close to the zone.
Here comes Neiman to talk things over with Buchholz. Torrey 0 for 3, including a walk and a run scored in the first.
This conversation will be about what do you want to do? There's an open base. Do you feel comfortable going after Pujols, or would you rather go after Kendrys Morales? Let's take a look at our AT&T Uverse replay with Albert Pujols coming up, but back in the 6th, and a fastball in the inner half, and crushed it to center field. It was 29th home run and 87th RBI. 2-hit performance, coming back after missing 4 games.
Two for 3 tonight with a single and that home run. He's also grounded out.
Looks like the decision they're going to go after Pujols, make him swing at something maybe out of the strike zone.
One ball, no strikes. Buchholz thought he had him strike on that one.
A lot of times the manager won't put the go-ahead run on base via the walk. But Albert Pujols is a different person. I mean, he's one of the all-time great hitters. Bobby Valentine puts himself in position, and Pujols comes through to be asked that question, why did you go after him here?
Outfield straight around. Breaking pitch, a strike on the corner, 1-1. John with a 1-out single, moving to second on the error by Kalish. Torrey popped out the bunt. 2 outs now. Here comes the 1-1. Off speed, hit in the air to right. Playable for Kalish. The Angels will leave that tying run in scoring position. 7 complete, 5-4 Boston.
Started out well for the Angels with Mike Trout. His second career leadoff home run, 25th of the year. James Loney with a big base hit in the right field. Called to LaMacchia, who had homered earlier. Base hit, scores another. But Albert bringing the Angels closer with his 29th home run to center field. 87th RBI. This is where we stand right now, 5-4. It's like Clay Buchholz is now done after 7 innings pitched, 109 pitches thrown.
Yeah, the Angels had a golden opportunity in the 7th inning, but that failed bunt attempt with 1 out. Tough pill to swallow there as Albert Pujols ends up flying out to right field. And the Angels leave that tying run in scoring positions. Garrett Richards takes over on the mound here, in and out, who is in, who is out. Jared Weaver goes 7 innings tonight, gives him 5 runs, 4 earned, and Garrett will be facing 2, 3, and 4. Pedroia, Ellsbury, and LaVarnway.
And Richards' job right now is to keep the score as is. We still have the middle part of the order coming up in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Angels. Did very well getting his first career save in Detroit, getting a couple strikeouts. Then fell behind on some counts. That's the key for Richards. If he gets ahead with that 95 to 97 mile an hour moving fastball, he can get a lot of swing and misses with his slider.
He'll face Pedroia, who has a 1 for 3 night so far, and that was a single leading off the 4th inning. That was the inning that blew up on Jared as he faced 7 men in that inning. Gave up 4 hits, including a walk. 3 runs came across. And what at that point was a 2-1 Angels lead became a 4-2 deficit. One ball, one strike.
Well, even looking back at that 7th inning after Trout got the second base on the error, like Kalish and Wright, with his speed, a lot of times as a number 2 hitter, you want to give him an opportunity with maybe 1 or 2 pitches to be able to steal that base. Always been said it's much easier to steal third than it would be to steal second base for all real good base stealers.
Another overthrown fastball by Richards. That one bouncing out in front of the plate. It's 2 balls and a strike. Weaver goes 7 innings tonight, 7 hits, including a home run to Sal Lamakia, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 5 runs, 4 earned. Jared's ERA jumps up from 2.74 to 2.85. 2-1 pitch. Sharply hit towards second, and Howie misplays it. Leadoff man is on board as Trout gets the baseball back in. Kendrick with his 11th error of the year. Brings up Jacoby Ellsbury.
Hit well by Pedroia, but Howie staying down, but then the ball got through the legs. Well, he had both hands in position to make the play. Tough little late hop. Hits the heel of the glove and through the legs. Now you have potential action going with Pedroia at first base and Ellsbury at the plate. Good speed at both places.
Is Sturris in on the grass at third base? Ellsbury 2 for 3 with a couple of singles, a stolen base, and 2 runs scored. No 1-1. Halos have committed 2 errors tonight, now with 77 on the year. Boston's committed 1. They've got 75. Pedroia with a pretty decent lead over there. Jared will check in on him. One ball, one strike. Garrett in his outing on Saturday night, inning in a third. Gave up 3 runs, 3 earned on 3 hits. Pedroia takes off. It's a pitch out, a throw down to second, and that is in time. 1 out. Angels guessed right. Good throw by Chris Iannetta.
Boy, gutsy call by Mike Scioscia with a 1-1 count. And a perfect throw and tag by Eric Ibar. It's that all-important first out of the inning.
5th time that Pedroia has been caught stealing this year. Two balls and a strike on Ellsbury. It is 3-1. Sinking fastball, tailing out of the strike zone. Ryan Lavarnway, the catcher, on deck. Angels in the bottom of the 8th inning. Morales, Trumbo, and Kendrick due up. This one out toward left. Trumbo to his left is there. 2 outs. So the bases are clear with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Here's Lavarnway. Was walked, grounded out, also hit a sac fly, so he's 0 for 1. Picking up his 2nd RBI with that sacrifice fly in the 6th inning. This one hit well out toward right center field. Trout giving chase, still going back at the wall. That's off the wall. Lavarnway on his way to second. He is in there with a 2-out double.
We just hope the Trout's okay. It looked like when he jumped up, that baseball was pinned off the wall and his body at the same time. See him getting back to the wall, trying to get a feel for where it's at, then leaps up. All off the wall and then off the body.
Butcher out to pay a visit to Richards. Two outs, man in scoring position for James Loney.
You can see that power that Lavarnway has going the other way off the wall. 3rd double of the year.
Oh, 1 count. Loney 1 for 3 with an RBI single. That came in the 4th inning. He's grounded out and lined out the other 2 times. One and one. Got a piece of that. And it's 1-2. Hasn't been anybody warming up in the Red Sox bullpen here at the top of the 8th inning. Wasn't anybody warming up in the bottom of the 7th either. 1-2 down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Buchholz has thrown 109 pitches.
He had that appearance in the dugout as if he was done.
This will be the 15th pitch that Garrett has thrown here in the 8th inning. 2-2. He's got a piece of it.
Buchholz has thrown 125 pitches in the game this year.
Ibar and Iadetta talking things over here with Loney battling Garrett with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Angels trying to get in the dugout. See if they can scratch out a couple of runs in the bottom of the 8th. Cold foul. A long top of the 8th inning. Pedroia reached on the air and then was thrown out. Ellsbury with a fly ball left. LeVarn with a double off the wall in right center. Another foul ball. Credit Loney for keeping this long at bat for plate appearance ongoing.
Playing off a lot of breaking pitches, whether curve or slider. More likely his slider. Talking to Mike Sochi the other day in Detroit with Richards in this role here in the bullpen. He does have a curveball and changeup, but you're going to go mainly with your hard fastball and hard slider.
Two. Fouled back. Another fastball. Eight pitches so far. Troy Hawkins begins to warm up in the Angels bullpen now. Full count. Saltalamacchia is on deck. He's the DH. So 9 pitches to Loney, 19 pitches thrown in the inning. Payoff pitch, and he walked it. So a 2-out double followed by the 2-out walk, and that'll bring up Saltalamacchia. Saltalamacchia tonight, 2 for 3. Homered in the second inning, singled home run in the 4th, and grounded out to Morales in the 6th. 1-0. Two balls and no strikes.
One thing Garrett's going to have to do coming out of the bullpen now in this role is trust his stuff. You don't want to fall behind in the count. You allow hitters to look for one spot, look for a fastball. He's got a great moving fastball, but he's got to trust the middle of the plate and work away with the sink action.
trying to keep this a 1-run deficit. 2-1. LeBarnway standing at second, Loney at first. Off speed. 2-2. Eight hits for Boston, 6 for the Angels. 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. John goes Saltalamacchia. This inning finally comes to an end. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. The Angels still down by a run. Q Burger with pulled pork on a cheeseburger. New at Carl's Jr. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T Rethink Possible. And by Dodge. It's the bottom of the 8th inning. The Halos down by the score of 5-4. Bobby Valentine has indeed gone to the bullpen as Alfredo Aceves takes over here in the 8th inning for Clay Buchholz, who went 7 innings tonight. Allowed 4 runs, all earned on 6 hits, including the 2 home runs. 1 to Trout, 1 to Pujols, 5 strikeouts and 3 walks.
Aceves fastball 92 to 97. Will throw a cut fastball, a curveball, changeup, and split finger fastball.
Aceves pitching in his 59th game, a 2-8 record, a 4.60 ERA. And Aceves was right in the middle of things in Thursday night's 14-13 victory at Fenway Park. He went an inning plus 2 batters, gave up 5 runs, all earned on 6 hits, including 2 home runs. He had 1 strikeout and 1 walk.
Overall, his career ERA against the Angels is 5.51.
It'll be Kendrys Morales, Mark Trumbo, and Howie Kendrick here in the 8th inning for the Angels. Kendricks looks at a strike. Morales tonight 0 for 3, a strikeout, 2 ground ball outs. High fastball got him to chase it. And it's 0-2. Boston does not overshift with Morales at the plate. Good conversation between Aceves and Laverne.
One of the few teams that doesn't do that.
And that's a called strike 3. Morales sees 3 pitches, and there's the first out here in the 8th. Here's Mark Trumbull, the left fielder. Sac fly in the first inning, picking up his 80th run batted in. He has popped out and walked since. He's also scored a run. Trumbull punches one to the right side. Loney has it. He'll feed Aceves. 2 outs. So 2 outs, nobody on. Kendrick coming up now. Howie 1 for 3 and an RBI double in the 6th inning. That got the deficit to 1 for the Angels, picking up his 48th run batted in, his 23rd double, extending his inning streak to 14 games. 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch is in there.
A different Aceves this game as compared to what we saw at Fenway Park. A lot of strikes, throwing 6 pitches all in the strike zone.
1-2. Mentioned Aceves coming off a 3-game suspension. The suspension handed down by Ben Cherington of the Boston Red Sox, part of the Royals series. As Howie just got that one off the end of the bat. Red Sox never really made any mention as to the real reason, other than that it was conduct detrimental to the team, but some suspected that he was passed over for a save opportunity Friday night. That pitch missed inside. It's 2-2. Breaking pitch fouled off to the right. Frieri and Jepson warming up. And another 2-2 on the way. This one's fouled off to the right again.
Well, Howie fighting on some pretty tough pitches. Stay in this at bat.
Ground ball to the right side. Loney has it. He'll feed Aceves, and the Angels go down very quietly here in the 8th. We'll head to the 9th. Boston leading this one 5-4. Joey Harrington and Aaron Andrews will get you ready for kickoff. And Matt Barkley, number 1 USC, take on Hawaii, the premier of college football, Saturday this week at 4 p.m. Pacific only on Fox. We start the ninth inning with Boston leading at 5-4. Kevin Jepson comes on in relief here, and he'll face the bottom third of the order. Kalish, Iglesias, and Siriakos. He takes over for Garrett Richards, who had a very long eighth inning. No runs came across, but 1 inning for Richards. 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 1 walk.
And Jepson's been very good his last 23 games. ERA 1.31. He's had a power fastball, 95 to 99 with good movement. His cut fastball has been very good also, as has his curveball.
Kalish tonight 0 for 3. Strikeout, a double play ball, and a fly ball to center. Ground ball through the hole on the left side, and the Red Sox have their leadoff man on board. That'll bring up Iglesias, a shortstop.
I believe he might be bunting here in this spot. Unless you're at third, Kevin Jepson on the mound, be aware of that.
He's 0 for 3 tonight. A fly ball out, a ground out, and a strikeout.
It's done by design from Mike Socha. That sign is given to Iannetta, who relays the Jepson step off to see if you see Iglesias square around to bunt.
He does show bunt, fouls it back. It is 0-1. Jepson well rested. He has not pitched since that 14-13 game on Thursday at Fenway. Went 1 inning in that one with a strikeout. Through in all 3 games of that series. This is the only other game that is ongoing in Major League Baseball right now. Everything in the National League is also a final. Squaring to bunt as Iglesias pushes a bunt foul on the first base side. And it is 0-2.
Well, that's one thing that can irritate a manager when he puts a sign down to square around to bunt. You give yourself up to advance the base runner. Try to push it down the first baseline to get a hit rather than to advance the runner at first base.
No easy task for a guy throwing 97 miles per hour, or against a guy throwing 97 miles per hour. Not bunting here. The 0-2's down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kalish on board at first. A leadoff single. Pedro Siriaco, the third baseman, is on deck. Nine hits for Boston tonight, 6 for the Angels. Bouncer towards second. Howie feeds Ibar for 1. The wheeler to first is in time. A double play. Second turn by the Halos tonight.
Well executed by the middle infielders, and Howie fielded that ball. Nice flip to Ibar, who quickly gets rid of the baseball to avoid the slide from Kalish into second base.
So 2 outs, nobody on base for Pedro Siriaco. Singled his last time up and stole a base with 2 outs. Stranded in scoring position. There's no action in the Red Sox bullpen. So you wonder if Aceves, with the rest that he's had, would stay in the game for 2 innings. Halos in the bottom of the 9th inning will have Izturis, Ibar, and Iannetta due up. Zach Stewart, C.J. Wilson going tomorrow night. 7:05 start here at the Big A. 1 ball, 1 strike. C.J. winless since late June. Got knocked around at Fenway Park last week. Gave up 7 runs in his 5 innings. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
That's a hard cut fastball from Jepson.
Two balls, 2 strikes. That ball may have hit that cut of the grass in front of the plate. Just shot over the head of Chris Iannetta.
That's the one thing Kevin does on occasion, overthrows his curveball. He's got an excellent curveball when he doesn't try to muscle up on the pitch.
Two. This was sharply hit towards second. Kendrick has it. And the inning comes to an end. We will head to the bottom of the 9th. The Angels down by a run. Will have the bottom third of their order coming up. It's a 5-4 Red Sox lead. A 5-4 lead here in game 1 of this 3-game set. Just a quick 3-game homestand for the Halos. Alfredo Aceves is back out on the mound for his 2nd inning of work. He had a very easy and economical 1-2-3 8th inning. And here in the 9th, scheduled to face Izturis, Ibar, and Iannetta with Trout in the hole. Clay Buchholz 7 innings tonight, 4 runs, 4 earned, 6 hits, 2 home runs. Jared Weaver 7 innings, 5 runs, 4 earned, 7 hits, including a home run. As Eric Ibar looks at a strike, or pardon me, Meister Sturis looks at a strike. Meister tonight is grounded out, struck out, and walked. 0 for 2. Siriaco in over at third base. 0-1 pitch. Lifted down the left field line, but Sednick giving chase. 1 out. The Angels down to the last 2 outs here in the 9th inning.
Well, Mike Scioscia would love to be able to see at least get one base runner on and bring Mike Trout to the plate at some point here in the inning.
Ibar 0 for 3, a pop-up, a fly ball to center, and a ground ball to first. Alberto Callaspo's come out to the on-deck circle. He'd be pinch hitting for Chris Iannetta. That ball hit Eric Ibar. Lavarnway arguing that perhaps it didn't, but that's a hit by pitch. The tying runner is at first base. Bobby Valentine out of the dugout. I feel like he's going to argue the call with Andy Fletcher, the home plate umpire.
Just like that, you get your opportunity. Over through a breaking pitch and a toe.
So here's Callaspo pinch hitting here with 1 out, 1 on. Alberto hitting .245 on the season, .229 from the left side, .284 from the right. That's his better side this season. As a pinch hitter, 2 for 6 with 1 home run, 4 runs batted, and that was a grand slam against Felix Hernandez. And all of his pinch hitting opportunities have come from this side of the plate. As Aceves will check in on Ibar. There's 11 stolen bases this season.
Aceves has a very good move to first base. That was not his best move.
Trout is on deck. Again, Siriaco in on the grass at third base. Now Alberto, tired of waiting, backs out. One ball, no strikes. Outfield straight around for Boston. Podsednik shallow and left and toward the foul line. Again, Alberto tired of waiting on Alfredo. Ibar with a pretty big lead over at first base. Eric starts to go, then stops. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Aceves, 30 years of age. Second season with the Boston Red Sox. Originally with the Blue Jays and pitched in Mexico, and he's a native of Mexico. Sonora. Now Lavarnway, and he will talk things over. He's also pitched for the Yankees.
Well, all of a sudden, Aceves is preoccupied with Ibar first and has not been able to find the strike zone against Callaspo now.
Ibar takes off. The pitch is inside. A throw down from Lavarnway is not in time. A stolen base for Ibar, his 12th of the season. And Callaspo has a 3-0 count.
Boy, a big jump from Ibar. Getting into scoring position rather easily with his 12th stolen base.
So the tying run is in scoring position. You see the frustration on Bobby Valentine's face. Now time is called. Lavarnway and Aceves going to talk things over yet again. Ibar standing at second. Trout is on deck. Really a long look back to 3-0. And he walked him. So the winning run is at first base now. And Mike Trout will step up.
And this is what you wanted, an opportunity to bring Mike Trout to the plate here in the bottom of the ninth. And now you have two men on. Back in the first inning, Mike Trout, the fastball from Clay Buchholz, inner half, and drives it out for his 25th home run of the year. Second leadoff home run for Trout.
And now it looks like the Red Sox are going to start to get some action going in their bullpen. And now here comes another meeting between Lavarnway and Aceves.
This is more of a delay tactic.
Junichi Tozawa. Bailey did pitch yesterday against Kansas City.
Pitched a couple times in that series against the Royals, and they're still trying to make sure to keep him healthy. On a DL for a long time this year.
Won an inning in the third in Friday's game as well. 2 on, 1 out. Trout at the plate. Down by a run of the Angels here in the ninth. The first one is a strike, a fastball.
Goes inside with a fastball.
Yeah, but it looked
like
like
off the plate.
Trout was trying to call time, and it was not granted, and he got a called strike that wasn't a strike.
Aceves has taken a long time in between every pitch.
The 0-1. We're going to miss. 0-2.
Take a shot at your extra base hit. Now you shorten up and look for the game-tying single.
Ibar was hit by a pitch with 1 out. Callaspo with a walk after Eric stole second. First and second, 1 away. Here's a pickoff attempt at second base. Ibar easily back in there.
Aceves with 3 wild pitches. When you're ahead of the count 0-2, you have a tendency to overthrow your breaking ball.
Oh-2 pitch. Broken bat single up the middle. That is a base hit. Ibar's going to come in to score. Callaspo over to third. We are tied up at 5. The natural does it again. His third hit of the ball game. Second RBI. 74th on the season.
How strong is he? 0-2 jams him, yet strong enough to get it by Pedroia at second base and get the job done. Just making contact, trying to get that single, and does so. Well, he got inside, but that inside-out approach tucked his hands in, and just enough of the good part of the bat to get it by Pedroia. He gave it everything he could to be able to knock that ball down.
Red Sox play their infield in with 1 out, runners at the corners. The winning run standing at third. Torrey Hunter at the plate. He's 0 for 3. Now the middle infielders drop back. The first one from Aceves. A swing and a miss. It is 0-1. Torrey, a walk with a run score to the first, a strikeout in the third, a fly to right in the sixth. Tried to bunt with Trout in scoring position, and 1 out of the 7th and popped out as Ryan Lavarnway, the catcher, made a very nice play for the putout. See Aceves trying to figure out who's got coverage at second base just in case he gets the comebacker. Alberto Callaspo, the pinch hitter, drew the walk, stands at third. That's the winning run. Trout over at second base. Throw to first base. Trout back in there. Pujols is on deck. The Angels have tied it up here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Jared Weaver off the hook. The hit by Trout, the 7th for the Halos tonight. Both Iglesias and Pedroia playing halfway now, the middle infielders for Boston. 0-1 pitch. Torrey hits one out to center field. This should do it. Ellsbury's back to make the catch. Callaspo, come on home. Light that baby up as the Angels walk off on the Red Sox. 6-5 the final.
Boy, you talk about a huge victory, a come from behind victory for the Halos. Talk about a season-saving hit. Mike Trout, base hit, and then Torrey Hunter, the heart and soul of this club, comes through with a sac fly. All started, Eric Ibar reaches base, so he'll get a hit with the pitch, steals a base, gets in scoring position. And the guys 1 and 2 in that line, we talked about him so much coming through. Torrey Hunter sac fly, but Mike Trout, 3 hits in the game. Halos pull off a huge victory here, coming back and winning 6-5.
Kevin Jepson picks up the win in relief, and Alfredo Aceves suffers the loss after a very easy 1-2-3 eighth inning for Aceves. The Angels able to answer for 2 runs here in the 9th, and it started really with the hit by pitch to Eric Ibar, followed by the walk by the pinch hitter. Eric Ibar eventually comes around to score the tying run on that single by Mike Trout, his 3rd hit of the ball game, and the Angels stay alive. As we talk about every game, so important the rest of the way, especially the way the Angels have played in the month of August. Tonight they pull it off in walk-off style. 6-5 the final. Mike Trout down to the field, kind enough to join us. Mike, nice job yet again. It's nice to come back home against a team that you end up sweeping last week. You had that crazy game on Thursday night, 14-13, and again another crazy one against the Red Sox. A big game for you, 3 hits tonight, and congratulations first of all. And how big is this win for the Angels as they start this little 3-game homestand?
Oh, it's huge. Every game's big for us right now. Torrey came up with a big knock, big sac fly in the last inning, and we should take it 1 game at a time and push this race to the playoffs.
Mike, Aceves gets ahead of you 0-2, and then he tries to run a fastball in on you. You're able to get your hands tucked in there just enough to get it by Pedroia at second base for that big RBI.
Yeah, I just thought it should short up the middle, and I got good wood on it, and he broke my bat, but it went up the middle. So.
As far as this ball club right now, obviously in the clubhouse, you guys needing every win possible. You look at the scoreboard, you see the teams ahead of you picking up W's. It's got to feel good in the clubhouse right now as you get back in there, knowing that you were able to scratch out this win and go into tomorrow looking for another one.
Yeah, we just got to get some momentum going and get some wins, back-to-back wins. It's going to be a fun night, and let's just keep it rolling.
Yeah, Mike, how good was it to have Albert Pujols back in that lineup tonight? He had that big home run in the 6th to get you guys closer and able to win the game tonight.
Oh, he's a big bat in our lineup, and, he's one of the best hitters in the game. Just watching him day in and day out, and it's fun to watch.
Hey, before we let you go, I know there's some Angel fans here. You hit that home run in the 1st inning. You're the first rookie ever with 25 home runs, at least 40 stolen bases in his season. Congratulations. I just wanted the folks here to give you a chance to congratulate you on another continued ball game, a great ball game for you and the successes you've had this season.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming out and keep supporting us.
There it is, Mike Trout. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
The Angels walk off a 6-5 victory over the Boston Red Sox. They scored twice in the 9th inning and do it in grand fashion. Torrey Hunter with the sacrifice fly. Mike Trout single tied it up, and Torrey was the game winner. 6-5, Angels win it. Stick around. Michael leaves. Jose Mota, Tim Saville will break it down on Angels Live. Post-game addictions coming up next.